In the far corner of the galaxy, there was a quiet alien civilization known as the Tharkesh. They were tall, silver-skinned beings with eyes like glowing glass. For thousands of years, they lived in peace, studying the stars and believing they were the most advanced race in the universe. They had never seen war. They had never even imagined a species that would fight for survival the way humans did. One day, their long-range sensors detected something strange entering their region of space. It was small, only one ship, but it moved fast, much faster than anything they had seen before. The Tharkesh were curious. They sent a message in every known language, but there was no reply. The unknown ship kept coming, and it seemed to follow a direct path toward their outer colony. The Tharkesh High Council gathered to discuss. "Perhaps it is an explorer," one said. "Or a lost machine," another guessed. No one imagined what it truly was, a human warship. When the ship finally came into view, the Tharkesh were confused. It was ugly by their standards. Its hull was black and covered with armor scars. It looked more like a weapon than a vessel of exploration. They sent more messages, in light, sound, and energy waves, but still no answer. Instead, the warship stopped in orbit and began scanning their planet. The Tharkesh panicked. They had never been scanned by a foreign species before. To them, it felt like an invasion. Inside the human ship, HMS Valiant, Captain Sarah Williams watched the readings on her screen. "Unknown biosigns," she said to her crew. "No weapons detected. Life forms look peaceful." Her mission was to explore deep space, not to attack. But humans had learned one rule from their history: never let your guard down. So the ship stayed in combat readiness, just in case. Down on the planet, the Tharkesh military, which had never fired a real weapon before, decided to send a small defense fleet. They wanted to show strength, not aggression. 5 shining silver ships rose from the surface and approached the human vessel slowly. They tried again to open communication, and this time the humans received it. A translator AI worked hard to understand the alien words. After a few moments, a calm, melodic voice spoke through the speakers. "Visitors from beyond, you are in the territory of the Tharkesh Union. Identify yourselves and state your purpose." Captain Williams smiled. "This is Captain Sarah Williams of the United Earth Navy. We come in peace. We are explorers." The alien commander replied, "We detect weapons on your vessel. That is not the way of peace." Sarah hesitated. "We carry weapons for defense only. The universe can be dangerous." That word, dangerous, was unfamiliar to the Tharkesh in this context. They had no concept of war. They had never faced real danger. So when they scanned the human ship again and saw missile launchers, plasma cannons, and armor plating, they were shocked. "Why would anyone need so much destruction?" one of them whispered. Sarah noticed their confusion and tried to explain. "We have faced many threats: pirates, invaders, and even wars among ourselves. These weapons are not for glory. They are for survival." The Tharkesh couldn't believe what they heard. Wars among themselves? A species that fought its own kind? To them it sounded like madness, but at the same time, they felt a strange respect. Any civilization that could survive such chaos and still reach the stars must be strong. Then, something unexpected happened. A massive energy storm appeared near their planet. It was a space anomaly that disrupted all systems. The Tharkesh ships began to lose power. Their engines failed one by one, and they started to drift toward the storm's gravity pull. Captain Williams immediately gave the order, "Lock tractor beams, pull them out." Her ship extended its power and dragged the alien vessels away from danger. The effort strained her ship's systems, but she refused to stop. After a few tense minutes, all 5 alien ships were safe. When the danger passed, the Tharkesh realized what had happened. The humans had risked their own ship to save them. The council members who had been watching from their capital city were speechless. These humans were warriors, but also saviors. They could destroy, but they chose to protect. The alien commander sent a final message. "We are grateful, Captain Williams. You risked much for those you did not know." "Why?" Sarah answered softly. "Because that's what humans do. We fight, but not always against others. Sometimes we fight against fear, against the universe itself to keep life going." For the first time, the Tharkesh began to understand humanity. They saw that strength and kindness could exist together. They invited the humans to land and share knowledge. When Captain Williams and her team stepped onto the shining white surface of the alien world, they were greeted by thousands of curious eyes. The Tharkesh scientists studied the humans carefully. They noticed the scars, the tired eyes, and the confidence in their walk. These were not the faces of naive explorers. They were survivors. Over the next few weeks, both sides learned from each other. The Tharkesh shared their advanced energy, technology, and medicine. The humans taught them about history, courage, and the cost of peace. The aliens were shocked to hear about human wars, the world wars, the battles for freedom, and the endless struggle to protect what mattered. Yet, instead of seeing humans as monsters, they began to see them as protectors of life's balance. At night, under the twin moons, Captain Williams often talked with the alien philosopher, Lauren. "You humans are strange," Lauren said one evening. "You destroy, yet you build. You fear, yet you act bravely. How do you live with such conflict?" Sarah looked at the stars. "Because that's who we are. Humanity is not perfect, but every scar, every loss teaches us to be better. We keep moving forward." Lauren smiled faintly. "Perhaps that is your gift, the ability to turn pain into progress." When the HMS Valiant finally prepared to leave, the Tharkesh held a grand farewell. They played soft music that echoed through the air like wind chimes. The alien commander stood before Sarah and said, "You came as strangers, but you leave as friends. You have shown us that peace without strength is fragile." Sarah nodded. "And strength without compassion is dangerous." As the human warship lifted into the sky, its engines glowing bright blue, the Tharkesh watched in awe. The ship that had once frightened them now symbolized courage and hope. From that day forward, they remembered the humans not as destroyers, but as the warriors who fought to protect even those they did not know. And somewhere in the stars, aboard the Valiant, Captain Williams smiled, knowing that humanity had made its first true friends among the stars by showing them both the strength of war and the heart of peace.